Hey guys, today we're going to make a layered beef and Madeira terrine. This is also known as a marbre, which means marble in French. The marbre consists of beef tail, beef tongue, and a beef and Madeira jelly. On the side we have a raisin gel, garnishes cooked apple, and a beef and bay leaf broth. So, let's begin. First we're going to make the beef and Madeira marbre. Let's start with the brine. Mix 3 liters of water with 90 grams of nitrate salt, 3 bay leaves, 3 grams of coriander seeds and 3 grams of black peppercorns. Now bring this to a boil. Once it's boiling, turn off the heat and let it cool down completely. While it's cooling down, take 2 beef tails and if necessary, cut them into smaller, more manageable pieces. Just make an incision, break the joint and cut it off. In total I had 2.2 kilograms of beef tail. Now submerge the beef tail into the brine and let it brine for 24 hours in your fridge. On my website I made a timetable for the brining and cooking times. Find the link in the description. The next day you can take the beef tail out of the brine and start pan frying it all around on a medium-high heat. The fat from the tail will melt straight away, that's why I don't use any oil or fat. Now once you have a nice golden brown color all around, take them out of the pan and let them cool down in your fridge. Then transfer them into a vacuum bag and also add half a bulb of garlic that's cut in half with 300 grams of a rich demi-glace or reduced beef stock. Now vacuum the bag 100%. I'm going to cook the tail sous vide at 85 degrees Celsius for 16 hours. If you don't have access to a vacuum or a sous vide, then you can also slowly braise the tails on a low heat. The sous vide is just more reliable and you don't need to keep an eye on it. Once cooked, take the tails out of the oven and let them cool down for 10 minutes. Then open up the bag and gently place it on a tray. Now when still hot, separate the meat from the bones, fat and any other unwanted parts. Once cleaned, pass the cooking liquid through a fine sieve and let it cool down in your fridge. The gelatin quantity is so high that it will set very well and you can easily scoop the fat off. Don't throw the fat away, this is perfect for roasted potatoes or to pan fry meat. Now bring the cooking liquid to a simmer. Meanwhile, transfer the cleaned meat on your cutting board and chop it into small pieces. Then add it to the pan as well and let it simmer for 2 to 3 minutes. Keep it in your fridge for later. Now for the beef tongue. For this we use the same brine. The one we made before is enough for both the tail and tongue. Submerge the beef tongue in the brine and let it brine for 48 hours in your fridge. The beef tongue I use is 1.6 kilograms. After the 2 days, take it out of the brine and place it in a vacuum bag. Also add half a bulb of garlic that's cut in half with 200 grams of beef stock. Now vacuum this 100% and cook the tongue sous vide at 85 degrees Celsius for 16 hours. Just like the tails, you can also slowly braise the tongue on a low heat. I just prefer this method. And yes, I cook the tails and tongue at the same time, but to keep the process clear, I explained the recipes one by one. The timeline you can find on my website. Once the tongue is cooked, take it out of the oven and let it cool down for 10 minutes. Then open up the bag and gently place it on a tray. When still hot, peel the skin off the tongue. This is very unpleasant to eat, so we throw it away. Then turn it around and remove any blood veins and other unwanted parts. Just be careful that you don't burn your fingers. It can still be very hot. After that, pass the cooking liquid through a fine sieve and let it cool down in your fridge. The tongue almost doesn't contain any gelatin, so we can now just pass it through a fine sieve to remove the limited fat that's now floating on top. Directly weigh the broth while you pass it through a fine sieve. For every 100 grams you need to soak 1 leaf or 1.6 grams of gelatin. I had 500 grams of cooking liquid. Then bring the liquid to a boil, turn off the heat and dissolve the gelatin. Now slice the tongue in thin slices. Just look how juicy and tender it is. Then chop it into the same size as the beef tail and add it to the cooking liquid. Now I know I like a full pan, but even I met my match, so I had to pour it into a bigger pot. Then let it simmer for 2 to 3 minutes. Keep it in your fridge for later. Now for the beef and Madeira jelly. First the beef broth. Place 2 kilograms of beef bones on a tray and also add a kilo of marrow bones. Now toast them at 200 degrees Celsius for 50 minutes. While it's toasting, we can start chopping the vegetables. First clean 250 grams of celeriac and cut it in big even slices. Cut those slices in even cubes. Then cut 200 grams of leek in half and wash it well. The white part should already be clean, so focus on the green leaves. Then slice it in thin slices. Now cut 250 grams of onions in half and clean them. Then slice them in thin slices as well. Now do the same with 250 grams of carrot and 150 grams of celery sticks. After that, drizzle some oil in a big pot and start pan frying the vegetables. You want a beautiful golden color all around. While that's pan frying, blend 400 grams of canned tomatoes till smooth. I use canned tomatoes because they are made from very ripe tomatoes and therefore they are super flavorful. Once you're happy with the color of the vegetables, deglaze the pan with the blended canned tomatoes and also add 6 cloves of garlic that are cut in half with 4 bay leaves, 4 sprigs of thyme, 4 grams of coriander seeds and 5 grams of black peppercorns. Then keep on pan frying till the bottom of the pan has a nice fond. When that's the case, deglaze it with 700 grams of white wine and let it reduce for 90%. Now there is a lot of deglazing and reducing, but this is what gives the sauce depth and richness. Just take your time to do this properly. Then add the toasted bones to the pan. Now normally I would deglaze the oven tray as well, but this one was so clean that I skipped this step. However, I did pass the fat through a fine sieve. Just like before, it's great for pan frying and roasting vegetables. Now we also need to add a cow's foot to the broth. Normally I ordered these cut, but I accidentally ordered it whole and it was way too big for the pan. Just cut it all around on the joint and cut it in half. Then it should fit pretty well. Now add enough water to submerge all the ingredients and bring it to a simmer. Let it simmer on a low heat for at least 12 hours. I had mine simmering for even 24 hours. If needed, add some more water in between. Once you're happy with the result, pass the broth through a fine sieve and let it drip for at least 30 minutes so you don't waste a single drop. Then reduce the broth on a low simmer. While it's reducing, use a ladle to skim off any fat that's floating on top. If you do this properly, it will result in a super clear broth. After, pour 500 grams of the broth into a pan and add 5 bay leaves. Let it infuse for an hour. Then remove the bay leaves and season the broth with a beef garum or salt. The garum just adds another layer of flavor. Then keep it in your fridge for later. Now back to the jelly. Reduce the remaining broth till you're left with 900 grams and then set it aside for later. Then also reduce 750 grams of Madeira wine till you're left with 300 grams. Add the reduced Madeira to the 900 grams of reduced beef broth and mix it well. Keep it in your fridge for later. Now we can start layering the Marbre. For this, I use a layer frame to get the most even layers. Find a link in the description. Now you could also use a normal container, but with this frame even layers are guaranteed. Begin with a layer of parchment paper and then add a layer of beef tongue. The tongue is slightly warmed so you can spread it. Level it with a palette knife and then place another layer frame on top. Let it set in your fridge. Once set, add 130 grams of the beef jelly. The jelly is at room temperature before pouring it on top. Let it set as well. While it's setting, we can prepare the next layer. Fill a layer frame that's sitting on some parchment paper with the beef tail and level it. Again, just like with the tongue, it's slightly warmed up so you can spread it. Then remove the frame and gently turn it around on the set jelly. Remove the paper and level it. Now again, let it set before repeating this process as many times as you want. In total, I had 13 layers. So that's 4 layers of beef tongue, 3 layers of beef tail, and 6 layers of the beef and Madeira jelly. Just be sure that the layers get enough time to set properly and that the temperature of every new layer is around 30 degrees Celsius. This so the gelatin in the layers will slightly melt and fuse together. Once you're happy with the result, let it set in your fridge for at least 2 hours before you can start removing the frames. Just be gentle so you don't damage all your hard work. Now I know that it's a lot of work, but just look at these layers. So tight and perfect. Then we can portion the Marbre. The most logic step for me was a slightly warm and sharp knife, but the result was horrible. Use a serrated cold knife for the best even result. These are portions of 6 by 6 centimeters. Now keep them covered in your fridge for later. Then we can start on the garnish. First the raisin and Pedro Ximinez gel. Mix 150 grams of raisins with 300 grams of Pedro Ximinez 60 grams of sherry vinegar, and 5 grams of agar powder. Now blend it till smooth. Be sure to use a strong and fast blender for the best result. Then pour it into a saucepan and bring it to a boil for at least 30 seconds. Stir it every now and then to prevent it from burning. After that, pour it into a bowl and let it set in your fridge. Once set, transfer it into a blender and blend it into a smooth gel. Then transfer it into a piping bottle and keep it in your fridge for later. Now for the beurre noisette cooked apples. First we need to make the beurre noisette. Begin by heating 250 grams of butter and continue heating to caramelize the solids. Stir it every now and then. Once a golden color has formed, you can set it aside for later. Now take 2 apples and peel them. Then cut little balls out of the apples with a pomme parisienne scoop. The apple trimmings you can just eat or use them for another recipe. Now transfer the apple balls into the beurre noisette and heat them up on a low heat. Continue heating the apples till cooked. This takes about an hour. Then transfer the apples and beurre noisette into a container and keep it in your fridge for later. Now for the sweet and sour apples. Begin by mixing 100 grams of white wine with 100 grams of water, 100 grams of white wine vinegar, 100 grams of sugar, 3 grams of salt, and 4 sprigs of lemon thyme. Bring this to a boil. Once it has boiled, let it cool down out of the fridge. Then pass the sweet and sour through a fine sieve and keep it in your fridge for later. After that, again peel 2 apples and cut them with a pomme parisienne scoop as well. Directly submerge the balls in the sweet and sour and keep it in your fridge for later. Now for the final prep, we only need to slice some raisins in 6 or 8 depending on the size. Then we can start to finish the dish. First, place a slice of the Marbre on a plate or bowl and start laying both the apples and the gel around it. First the sweet and sour apple, then a dot of the gel, and finally a beurre noisette apple. The beurre noisette apple is slightly warmed, so it has melted. Continue laying till you're all around and then gently place the sliced raisins on the sweet and sour apple. Also add some lemon thyme leaves on the gel and then it's ready to be served. On the table, you only need to finish it with the delicious beef and bay leaf broth that's just slightly warmed. Okay guys, that's it for today. I'm super happy with the result and I'm not gonna lie, this was a big one. It took a couple of tries with the Marbre making, with the process, on temperatures, on brining times, on cooking times. So in total I cooked I think 4 beef tongues, super delicious. But the freezer is full now. So I'm very happy with the result. It's well tested. And it is so good. It's very important that you let the Marbre come to temperature for 20-25 minutes. You don't want it fridge cold because then the gelatin is going to be way too set and it's going to be way too much gelatin and it's instead of the soft tender meat. So very important. But overall looks spectacular. Now for the pairing, I chose to pair it for me obviously with a lovely Madeira, a Barbeto, if I pronounce it correctly. It smells incredible. Visited the vineyard and the winery I think 2 or 3 years ago. It was absolutely spectacular. Love Madeira, beautiful island. And if you want to know more, please click on the link in the description of this video and then I will talk more about the pairing and why I chose it. So let's just dig in and then say what I think of it. I mean, it's so tender and I especially love, at least I think I'm gonna love, the broth with the bay leaf, the little notes of freshness from the sweet and sour apple, and then the little raisins. But of course, the star of the show is that Marbre. It's so tight and so beautiful. Smells delicious. That's so good, guys. It truly is a flavor bomb. And yeah, I'm very happy with the result. Especially the beef tail is to die for. I had a problem in the end because I made a big pan, but I took a bite every time I made a layer. And in the end, I barely had enough for the final layer. So yeah, that's the risk. But in the end, it paid off. Okay guys, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comments on what you want to see next. Like and share the video. And subscribe if you want to support my videos, and if you don't want to miss any other recipes. And as always, bon appetit!